G'day guys, how's it going? This is Jordan. Welcome back to Xcom Enemy Within. We're picking up straight after the last episode, so if we take a cheeky little look over here, we've got a mate in his little cage there still, and we're ready to continue on. So our next research project, excuse me, I just woke up, English is hard at the moment. The alien nav computer study will be ready in one day. Then we've got the satellite uplink and some satellites ready. So let's get on with it. There's not much else we can do. We've got no cash. Beautiful, mate. So the satellite nexus, oh excellent. So the satellite nexus is available for construction, which is a larger version of the satellite uplink. So we can have more satellites connected to the same facility. Yes, so we have the information for the satellite nexus, which means that it's capable of receiving transmissions from 4 satellites. Plus it has a bonus of +1 satellite for each conjoined satellite nexus or satellite facility, I think. So that's beautiful. We'll have to start getting those built. And so now we're up to the Interrogate Muton, which I think we will do straight away, but let's have a look at what we have here. There's the Firestorm, which is the upgraded fighter, which is a fantastic fighter. We definitely want to get onto that as soon as possible, but for now we'll go with the Muton Interrogation. Now, I have been reading out the research results and things like that, but I've found that it really eats up a lot of time in the videos, so if you'd like me to continue to do that, let me know in the comments. If not, I'll just leave the page up there for a second and you can just pause and read it yourself. He seems happy to be there.
So, how'd it go, Doctor?
Better than expected. Before the creature expired, I was able to extract some new information from it.
You're saying that thing spoke to you?
Not precisely, but when you have access to a creature's brain, certain patterns can be discerned, recent images and thoughts.
And what exactly was our late friend thinking about?
This particular image appeared in the creature's thought patterns several times throughout the procedure.
We've already met that thing, Doctor. This is hardly the kind of breakthrough we were...
And there was a neural link in the creature's mind between this image and this one.
That's the thing that pulled a disappearing act when we shot down our first UFO. And let me guess, you want to poke around in its head too.
It is the next piece of the puzzle. And this time, instead of shooting it, I suggest we try to capture it alive.
Okay guys, this next little section of the video is going to be a little bit different. I found out as I was recording this, I was going back and checking every 10 minutes or so because I've had little issues with the audio and stuff in the last few days. I had a big issue with the audio. I wasn't recording my commentary for the next little bit. So I'm going to have this added in post-production. So basically what we were doing, we were just accelerating the story to the point where we are working out the location of the alien base of operations. Examining the brain of the Muton led us to realize that they were receiving orders through the outsider, which we've already examined the outsider, so we kind of did it in reverse order, but it doesn't really matter. So soon we have the next bit of the story, which is where we actually use the outsider and we get the location of the alien base. So we're sort of working towards that. At the moment we've got the alien abductions in progress, and we have the locations are marked on the Manaus, Brazil. We have, sorry, I can't see the screen very well. We've got Novgorod, Russia, and somewhere in Nigeria that I can't see what that word says, unfortunately. So we know that South America is a problem with the panic levels, but I decide that it's not really worth going there because we have to launch satellites in that region anyway. Nigeria is not going into panic mode if we ignore it. There it is, it's only on one tick on the panic bar. So Europe is the concern. We've got a few countries in Europe that are right on the brink of panic. And so we can't afford to ignore Russia, even though I don't really care about that 200 simoleon reward. We have to go to Russia to just keep the panic levels of Europe in check, because if you ignore the country that is being assaulted by the aliens, the actual entire continent panic levels rise. So we have to be very mindful of that. And so we are going to Russia and dealing with that. We give Kai Long a couple of the alien grenades that we got from the Muton, I think it's where we got that from. And standard team as always, we just give Gonzo the scattergun. Actually, we don't do that yet. No, we don't. We don't have the scattergun yet. That's coming up pretty soon. Well done, Jordan. But we figure we can't actually use the light plasma rifle until we've done the research, even though we have 2 of them in stock. But off we go.
We have visual on the mission site. Setting down.
That's it, mate. Begin that assault. There you go.
We'll be deploying to Russia for this one.
The aliens are continuing to target civilians for abduction in several major cities across the globe. We have to get down there and deploy as soon as possible.
So, this is pretty much business as usual. Alien abduction in progress. Meld energy signature readings. Site is clear of civilians. Collateral damage not a concern. So we have to neutralize the hostiles and locate the meld canisters. And we are ready, mate. Click it. There we go. Get out there, fellas and ladies.
Central.
Okay.
Big Sky in position on approach of the abduction site. Strike 1 is awaiting.
Now this is set as
Copy that, Big Sky.
very difficult, so we're
Strike 1 is
being a
clear to
little bit
engage
cautious. We're not
hostile
going to move
targets.
too far ahead.
Watch
We've
your backs
already
out there,
uncovered a
people.
meld canister over there, so I'm slowly working my way over there. I'm not rushing. 3 turns to get over there is plenty of time. I'm separating the squad a little bit just to get a look at what's on the right flank, what's in the middle in the building there, right up the guts, and then I'm moving people over to the left to both check that flank and also try and snag that meld before the timer expires. And good old Gons has got running guns, so there we go, mate. Get over there. He's got cover very close to the meld. Beautiful. Go into an overwatching, mate. And Nazreen is going out on the right flank with the with
Heading
Pinger.
there now.
And Kai Long, mate, has the lowest bloody movement range in the world, so he's just going to go up to the back of that nice sedan. There you go, mate. Overwatchy. Let's see what we're dealing with. So we've got some Mutons.
Enemy troops.
Nothing too much about this. There's a meld canister popping up in the top right there. You can just see it. So that's the other one. So with Delta, we're going to move him right through the middle of the restaurant because we've got those Mutons that are moving into that corner. So I wanted to see if we move Delta up, will he give us a better look at them or a better shot, or we could even use his grenade launcher to knock out the walls just to get a better look. He does go, oh yep, the cyber disc, forgot about that bloke. They're always good to add complications. So he's unlocked that. I think he has a good shot. Yes, he does. So he's going to take his shot at the cyber disc because that is definitely the biggest threat on the battlefield. Here's where I try to throw a grenade, and it keeps telling me that I can't throw the grenade once I finally work out how to glitch it over there. It keeps telling me that it'll cause damage to a friendly. So I think even though it's showing the explosion sphere there with the Muton and the cyber disc, I think it's telling me that it will hit the wall in front of him because it's nowhere near that meld canister over there. So in the end, I decide to take a crack at the cyber disc with the not great odds, but champion that is. Delta comes through and hits him anyway. So I went from trying to work out angles on the Muton to throwing everyone at the cyber disk. Here's where I got very worried. I had an overshot against Pinger, but he was being a bit nice to me and he decided to miss. But he's the most powerful unit on that battlefield, and he's capable of just decimating your units if you leave him out there too long. So he definitely became the biggest threat. And I think here's where I get mystified that Pinger doesn't have a shot on him, so I have to use her shot on the Muton, which I'll be honest, I was a little bit testy about. I didn't want to use a shot on that Muton. I wanted to get the cyber disk out of play, but you know, these things happen. So we're just moving McCarthy and Gon's out on that left flank now. She had a really good shot on the drone and she decided to miss, which was brilliant, you know, always handy. Unfortunately, she's missing a bit lately. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to look at ways to sort of increase her aim. I don't want to go too far into spoiler territory, but in the next episode we have a look at building the foundry, and in the foundry you can unlock some really useful projects for your troops. Come on, Nazarene, you never miss. Yes, look at that with a critical. Takes out the cyber disk. What a champion. Yes, we look at the foundry, and one of the great projects in the foundry is called tactical rigging, which allows your soldiers to carry a second item into battle. So if they're carrying a grenade, they can carry a med kit or armor plating, or in Caitlin's case, I want her to carry a scope, because we can build an advanced scope, which I think gives a bonus of 15 to your soldiers' aim. I mean, she does hit a decent amount, but especially when she's in overwatches, she tends to miss. You bugger, don't shoot my Pinger. So just giving her that little bit of a boost will keep her right up where we need her to be, because she is a gun and I want to keep her in. But at the moment, she's just not as reliable as she used to be. And I definitely need her hitting her targets consistently. And Delta, I can't remember what I was doing here with Delta. Why am I just standing there like a fool? Come on, mate, do something. Oh, that's right, I save his turn. That's what I was doing, because I was trying to flush the Mutons out of cover. Now I bloody remember. So we're moving the Nazarene out on the flank, and we're keeping her with a shot as well. Oh, I remember now. God, look at Pinger, bloody champion. I noticed Seekers in that kitchen area. That's what I'm looking with shots. I wanted to leave them with Overwatch in case Judith Durham and the boys decide to jump in on the action. And Caitlin and Gons were keeping out on this left flank, because there is a Muton. There's a couple of Mutons actually tucked up around there. And there's Judith Durham in the kitchen there, spinning around, thinking up more shit folk music. Now we just pop smoke here because we've got the two Mutons. So they're going to start working towards Gons and McCarthy. So I thought it's good that they would be covered by smoke. And then for a genius tactical reason, I think I actually move Gonzo out of the smoke. Oh no, I don't. Well, that's okay. There we go. Look at that. That rapid fire is so good, because Gonzo has a naturally high aim stat. That rapid fire is really good because it pretty much guarantees a kill, because it guarantees 2 hits on an enemy. He is a gun, that fella. Come on. Look at that. Nazarene. Solid as a rock. Come on, Kailong, mate. Kailong is just miles away, because unfortunately he's got such a limited movement. And keeping him in the battle, actually getting him up to the battle in the first place, is the challenge of Kailong. Well, he did take out, to be fair, he did take out those 2 drones. They aren't a huge threat, they're just annoyances. So it's good just to get them out of the way. Here's where I decide that in this fast food restaurant, we're going to add a bit of a fried Muton to the menu. Look at this. Box this bastard up. He's ready to go. Fucking delicious. I love that flamethrower attack. It's so bloody handy. The other blokes thought, bugger that, I'm not getting flamethrowered in the bloody face. Judith Durham and the boys, they're getting into it. Okay, so they actually, for the first time ever, they decided to shoot at my soldiers instead of trying to bail somebody out. That explosion served pretty much no purpose. And here's where we move Delta towards the back, hoping to clean up these Mutons. You bastard. You pink and green piece of shit, mate. And he had no shot on that Muton that was just shooting at him, so I decided to get him to... here's where I thought the Muton was behind this van here in this car, and I thought to myself, I'll take out his cover with a grenade and just hit him, you know, or try to insta-kill him. Didn't work. Spoiler alert. Come on, mate. There you go. It's not a van, it's a little station wagon. Yeah, he wasn't there. So, yeah. Beautiful. Good use of a move, that. Pinger's out of ammo. That's fine. The Seeker I'm not overly worried about. They're not the biggest threat in the world. The most annoying thing about the Seeker is that they will take one of your soldiers out of the equation for a turn. They'll do very little damage, but your soldier is basically... Oh, look at that. McCarthy, well done.
He's down.
After they've been strangled, for the next turn, their movement and their aim is really lowered. That's really annoying. That's the biggest threat with the Seekers. Apart from that, apart from their horrendous music, the biggest threat is that they kind of take one of your soldiers out for a turn. Very annoying. Now we're just kind of moving people around, trying to get them close enough that they're covering each other for when that second Seeker inevitably pops its tentacled bloody head up. Long guns, good shot, mate. So at this point we've rumbled all the enemies, so we know what we're dealing with. We're just kind of cleaning up at this point. Here's where the Muton decided to randomly have a standoff, just stand there and stare at guns for a bit. That would have been really good if that Muton was there, just saying.
That's affirmative.
We're just moving Delta out the back just to kind of open up this area and make sure there's nobody else hiding around. Here's where we run Pinger up to the meld just so she's in position to grab it before it self-destructs. And here we're just cleaning up the Muton. Okay.
He's down.
Beautiful. So now we're just waiting for the Seeker to show up, reveal itself and make an attack,
On the move.
get shot and die, and then we're done. Easy stuff, mate.
I am moving.
And Kylon is bringing up the rear, as usual. There we go.
They got me flanked.
Oh, Nazreen with the bloody
He's dead.
beautiful shot.
Operational objectives complete.
There we go. Mission successful. Wasn't too much of a stretch, that one, but it was very handy. Lowering all that panic in Europe, very, very handy indeed as we're coming up to the end of the month. I thought we'd have to launch 3 or 4 satellites. Hopefully, we won't need to launch any. That will reduce a lot of the panic problems that we were having. Kai Long has been promoted to Colonel. Well done, mate. And what was his choices? Allows 1 additional standard rocket to be fired and confers additional damage I don't care about that one. I want that extra rocket. There we go. Good on you, mate. And we got some Muton corpses, cyber discs, some Illyrium, some alloys, some weapon fragments, and some meld. So not too bad, all things considered. Panic has increased across Africa and South America. Panic in Russia has decreased. I don't think it's at a
Dr.
level
Vollin's
that we have to worry
interrogation
about.
technique certainly is efficient.
No.
You'd never know it by looking at her, but that woman is an alien's worst nightmare.
France still has quite high panic, so that is one we may have to look at. Argentina, Brazil, Egypt, South Africa, they're all right on the brink, but barring any unforeseen complications, it should be fine. France is the biggest concern at the moment. It really annoys me that if you ignore the abduction attempt on a continent, the panic level of the entire continent will rise. If you deal with the abduction attempt on that continent, so in Russia, which should affect all of Europe, it only affects Russia. That bonus, that the panic gets lowered. It's stupid. It should be, the positive should be equal to the negative. So if I ignore Africa, if I ignore South America, fine, that continent, the entire panic level rises. But if I deal with it in Russia, the panic level should, commensurately lower across the entire continent. Whatever. Here's where I look at where we want to kind of plan things out. I wanted to get a foundry up and running. What I really wanted to get up and running was a satellite nexus, but you need 35 engineers and quite a lot of money, so we're a little bit away from that. So we need to start putting down some workshops and laboratories, which I should have been doing. It's just I've been focusing on satellites, which was the right thing to be focusing on at that point, to be fair, because we did lose 2 countries. So we needed to actually get our satellite coverage up and running so that we could launch satellites to lower those counter levels. But here's where we chuck down the foundry so we can start researching some useful projects and get those pumped out and out to the squad. The foundry is incredibly useful, so it's something you do want to put down as soon as you can. Okay, so I think the audio issues that popped up for absolutely no reason have sorted themselves out. I apologise for that, but there's going to be a portion of this video where I will have to add in the commentary and post-production. Not sure why. I just had a bit of a glitch where I suddenly lost my sound, and it appears to be because my microphone desynced and then resynced itself, and then all of my audio settings, my capture settings got mixed up. So yeah, good fun. Anyway, let's continue on. We've got 2 days until precision lasers research is complete, and 6 days until the foundry, 9 days till the council report, and we have to keep an eye on all of our panic levels. Now that we've got a bit of cash, can we afford a covert scan? No, we bloody can't. Okay. Spent all my cash on me foundry. Okay, let's keep 18 of you. Let's keep 6 of you. Let's keep 12 sectoids. How much cash is that? That should cover us. Yep. Come on, mate. Give us a good scan. There we go. So we've got an operation available.
Location verified.
Yeah, no, I'm explaining that, love. Thank you very much. We've got a covert operation available in Russia, so let's launch that bugger.
At least we've got some vets on our side.
Yep.
It takes a serious pair to go face to face with one of those things.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thank you. Valuable input, mate. Very good. Nah, not Gons, mate. Gons is one of the squad members. No. Yeah, Cyclops, he's actually quite good. Yeah, keep your laser, mate. Yeah, keep your grenade. Have fun, mate.
Covert operative deployed to disrupt Exalt Cell in Russia.
Okay. Oh, there's one available in Canada. Can you launch 2 at once? No, you can't. Well, they can't really affect the panic in Canada since they've already withdrawn, so fuck you, mate. Alright. Beautiful. Let's just keep going. We'll finish out the month and then that'll do for this episode. God, I'm annoyed. Now I've got to go back and re-bloody record the audio again. Look. Terrorism. It's going to make this a long bloody episode. Tell you what, guys, we're going to leave that one for the next episode. But thank you very much for watching. If you liked the episode, please leave a like. Hopefully I'll have my bloody audio issues sorted. If you'd like to help me grow the channel, consider subscribing. But apart from that, just watching always helps. Oh, and also if you have any comments, guys, feel free to leave them in the comments. Things you want to see in this game, other games you might want to see. As long as it's not bloody Grounded, I think everybody's covering that bloody game at the minute. Not too interested in jumping in and just being one of the crowd on that one. But anyway, if you want to see it, why not? But thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you next time when we deal with this terrorist attack in Paris. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.